It's Klayton, and welcome to episode 21 of Ask Celldweller. This week, we actually celebrate two very strange holidays in America. One, which just passed, is National Wear Red Day. And I figure I've got that covered all year round, so why not wear blue? More specifically, blue Stahli. The second one, that's kind of strange, is Valentine's Day, and that's this week. And I guess the question I have, really there's two questions. One, why do we celebrate Valentine's Day? And two, why hasn't anybody sent me any chocolate hearts? Yes, Shawnee, I have, and thank you for asking. NASA posted this picture, and it is gigantic. Our nearest galactic neighbor, the Andromeda Galaxy, is captured in incredible detail with over 100 million stars represented in this picture. You can just keep zooming and zooming and see more and more stars appear before your eyes, to the point where your brain can't really even process that many exist. And that's only just in one galaxy next to us, and there's millions, if not billions, of other galaxies outside of that. So, are we alone? Probably not.
Hey Klayton, Coda here. Got two questions for you. First off, assuming that you were born 30 years prior to whenever it is you're born, since apparently you won't tell us, what type of music do you think you would have ended up making, assuming you still got into music? And how would being born 30 years earlier affect your influences, the type of equipment that's available to you, the styles that were out at the time, those kind of things? Like, what kind of music do you think you'd be making? What would it sound like? Who would you collaborate with? What kind of, producers might you have worked with? And then my second question is, I really loved the song that you did with Styles of Beyond, and I was wondering if there's any chance of you either working with them or someone like them and doing kind of rock, EDM, hip-hop mashups, because that was awesome.
I'm not good at math, Coda, so I don't know if I deduct 30 years from when I was born, what era that actually puts me in. But I can tell you this, there probably weren't computers that would allow me to do editing, because I only discovered digital editing while I was already in my career. So not at the beginning of my career, I was already making music professionally before digital audio workstations actually caught up and were capable of handling audio. I would say whatever instruments were available to me 30 years prior to my birth, those would be the instruments that I would have to learn to master, which would mean I'd have to be a better musician because I have to play the instruments and I can't edit them in post later, which is scary. I'm not even really sure what style of music I would end up creating. I think it would kind of be similar in its structure, in that it's more a musical journey than it is a structured 2.5-minute pop song. As far as Styles of Beyond, it was great doing the track with them. There's possibility that maybe I'll do something with those guys in the future, although they are not together as Styles of Beyond anymore. But if you're interested in rock, hip hop, and EDM mashup, you need to check out Richie Nick's Fixed's newest signing. I'm going to be programming on one of the tracks, and the album is done, it's being mixed right now. And maybe Richie and I will collab in the future, but it is actually a great blend of all of those things that you mentioned. Well, Taylor, I don't know if I should take that as a compliment or an insult, but those vocals are mine. In fact, almost all the vocals you're hearing in all the new tracks are mine. If they sound like a girl, I can assure you I'm not a girl. But thank you.
Hi, Klayton. I know in one of your previous Ask Celldweller videos you said that you don't really like the sound of your voice. Well, my question to you is, how did you manage to do screaming vocals in songs such as Eon, for example? Well, most of your songs, actually. I know it must have taken a lot of practice. It does, but what were some of the steps that you took to get to that one point where you could scream effectively without it going way off tone or key? Thanks, Klayton. Take care.
Well, Jeff, I'd love to tell you that I went to school to learn how to scream, but I didn't. The best place for me to have learned that was to put it in practical use, which was on tour. So night after night I would perform and I would discover things about my own voice just because I was using it every night. I would recommend to you, if you want some help, there is a cool series by Melissa Cross called The Zen of Screaming. And there's a lot of information in there that would help guys looking to unleash their voice. So from the beginning, I did not know what the 4 empires were. I just knew that there were 4. And I had to decide how to come to the conclusion as to what those 4 should be. So if you want to know these answers more definitively, stay tuned for Start of an Empire, which is a mini doc series launching soon, completely covering the making of End of an Empire. So you're going to get these perspectives not only from me, but from the other people in the team.
Hey Celldweller, here's my question for you. On the cover art of the debut Celldweller album, there is a woman, she's praying. It's a statue praying like this. What's the concept behind it, and how does it fit the cover of the album? Like, is there any connection to any of the songs with the cover art? Thank you. I really hope you watch this video because I've been a fan of you for a couple of years and your music really touches my soul, man.
Well, Matthew, I have to give all the credit where credit is due, and that is to the amazingly talented Nelly Recchia. She is the one who painted my whole body on the inside art, that picture that looks like my skin is kind of peeling back and you can see underneath. She did that. She's an amazing airbrush artist, an amazing artist in general, and that happened to be a piece of art that she already had existing and allowed me to use for the cover. So there was no direct correlation to that image, to the music, but I definitely felt that that image represented what I was feeling in the music. Really, it's a combo of both of those things. I have a very clear idea most of the time as to what the song sounds like in my head. By the time I'm done, it doesn't sound anything like I thought it should sound. And there's the trial and error part. And then there are other times where I kind of have an idea, but the song doesn't actually take shape until I jump in and start making all kinds of terrible music and start sorting out the stuff that's good and shape that into a final product.
Greetings from Planet Grius, Celldweller. My question is, do you plan on having any more video competitions such as what you did with your song, First Person Shooter?
Thank you, awesome robot person. And to answer your question, I don't know. Is there any interest from anybody out there to do something like that? Let me know in the comments below. Thanks for tuning in to this episode of Celldweller Productions. Wrong. Thanks for tuning in to episode 21 of Ask Celldweller. As always, subscribe to my channel, like or share this video, and I want to hear your questions, so post them below in the comments or send a video of yourself, hit this link in the moon, and ask it. I hope you guys have a great Valentine's Day, and send me marshmallow peeps!